Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristal, and today I want to discuss with you guys how I go about studying my occult books, how I read them, how I highlight them, all of that I will be sharing here with you guys how I go about it, because I feel that books, they're meant to be used in the best way. They're meant to be highlighted, they're meant to be squeeze out the use. I don't know how to say in English, but basically like we say in Spanish, le exprimimos el jugo. So I'm going to be sharing here with you guys how I go about it. But first I want to disclaim that these books were not sent to me. I bought them by my own. So just to disclaim that out of the way. So here I have a couple of books that are important to me when it comes to my folk medicine, my culture as a Puerto Rican woman, and on my spiritual path and my occult practice. So let's get into it. So my most trusted tools when it comes to studying occult books are highlighters. I have a couple of them on different colors, but I really don't go about like a color coordination or scheme, to be honest, when it comes to highlighting my occult books. I just pick the highlighter that I feel more comfortable or the one that I just want to use and I go about it. So highlighters. The second tool is I use sticky notes. All right, sticky notes for when I am not feeling called to write on my actual book. So I use sticky notes. These ones are clear, but even the regular ones I use. And I always keep on hand as well a pen. Oh, and last but not least, because I do have to show it, the sticky notes to mark the pages. So with that being said, I want to show you guys a couple of things that I have highlighted throughout these books. So when it comes to occult books, I highlight everything that is important to me, speaking culturally or spiritually. So any type of knowledge, any type of wisdom that I did not have and that I have gained throughout the books, I will highlight them. All right, so information. I will normally also highlight spells, recipes, herbs, pretty much anything that is important to me. As you guys can see in this page, I have highlighted quite a bit of it because the information is just useful. As you guys can see, I also have here sticky notes and I write here my thoughts. If I'm reading something that it's similar to, I don't know, a thought that I might have, a personal experience, something that someone else have told me, I would write it down and keep it here as well. A lot of people say like, why do you highlight so much your books? Let me tell you something, when you're reading a book, especially if it's an occult book, it's like you're going back to school, all right? You really need to highlight everything that you want for you to memorize it or to even come back to it when you feel called or you have forgotten the information. So as you guys can see, I highlight pretty much of it. And I have it filled with markers as well because I come every time again to this book. Here's another one. This one is very, very much highlighted. For example, this is a book that really changed my perspective when it came to my practice with my folk magic. So this book is so important to me that it's very, very highlighted. I even, like in here, I even put like hearts, like an X, because it's something important, it's something that I want to do, it's something that I want to go back again and read it. Here's another book where I've highlighted quite a bit as well. You know, I'm not afraid when it comes to highlighting my books. I'm not afraid. Why? Because this is knowledge that is going to be for you. It's not going to be for anybody else. And personally, in the occult community, I have met plenty of people that do the same as I do. They highlight their books. They really use their books, because this is what books are for. I bend them, I highlight them, I really go into studying them, especially when it comes to occult books and medicine book and just books filled with information. This is a very important book for me, so I even use like markers. Like I even use like simple things like even a white paper. I just put it in a page that is useful for me. But I even have feathers for important pages. Yeah, for example, here you guys can see I have an annotation. I use the sticky notes. Last but not least, this is the book that I'm currently reading. So you guys can see it is still not quite, I have not finished it, but you guys can see already that I am highlighting quite a bit. I am marking the important pages. I am adding my own information, my own data, my own opinion. Let me see what else can I show you guys. Yeah. So this is something I always say to people. For example, I wrote on the book. I wrote on a book, and this is something that I rarely do, to be honest. I don't write on my books. I use my sticky notes for this, but at that moment I didn't have it, so I just went ahead and wrote it. So yeah, for me, when I go through this process, I'm able to gain so much more information, because if I'm reading a spiritual book, I really want to have that knowledge in my mind. But obviously, some things tend to go out of our minds, and this is why highlighting for me is so important. And this is basically how I go about studying my books. I do hope that other people do it, at least in the occult community. A lot of people do it, but some people don't. Of course, books are beautiful and you want to take care of them because they're expensive, but I do feel that books are meant to be used. And okay, I'm in another setting because my camera just shut off, but here's another one of the books that I have completely highlighted. So yeah, don't be afraid to highlight your books. Highlight whatever is important for you and your practice. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you guys and inspired you guys to really study your books and maybe reread some of your occult books and really get the best out of them. So I will see you guys on the next video.